Hey, Cowboys Nation! This is huge, absolutely monumental news out of Dallas. Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, is officially out. Yes, you heard that right. McCarthy is leaving the Cowboys, and the NFL world is absolutely buzzing right now. This is the kind of story that flips the NFL landscape upside down. And today, we're diving into everything we know so far, what led to this bombshell, and, of course, what this means for the Dallas Cowboys moving forward. So grab your popcorn, sit tight, and make sure you stick around until the end, because the ripple effects of this decision are just mind-blowing. Now, before we get into the juicy details, let me take a quick moment to remind you to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We're your #1 spot for all things Dallas Cowboys, NFL drama, and breaking news. All right, let's get to it because this story is wild. Okay, let's rewind for a second. The Cowboys have been on one of the most frustrating roller coasters of all time. The talent is there. We're talking Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, the kind of roster that should be competing for Super Bowls. But year after year, it feels like something just isn't clicking. And now, it seems like that something might have been Mike McCarthy. Reports started swirling earlier today that McCarthy and Jerry Jones had a closed-door meeting. Sources close to the organization are saying that the two had irreconcilable differences over the team's direction. And let's be real here, in Jerry's world, the only direction is winning. If you're not delivering Super Bowl titles, you're replaceable, no matter how big your name is. McCarthy's tenure in Dallas has been nothing short of controversial. When he was hired back in 2020, expectations were through the roof. Fans were pumped. This was the guy who had led the Green Bay Packers to a Super Bowl victory. But almost from the get-go, things seemed off. In his first season, Dak suffered that devastating ankle injury, and the Cowboys stumbled to a 6-10 finish. Sure, you could blame injuries, but let's be honest, even when the team was healthy, there were moments that left fans scratching their heads. Fast forward to the 2021 season, the Cowboys come roaring back, finishing 12-5 and winning the NFC East. It felt like the team was finally turning a corner. But then the playoff disaster happened. That infamous loss to the San Francisco 49ers, where the clock management at the end of the game was so bad it became a meme overnight. People were calling for McCarthy's head back then. And while Jerry stuck with him, you have to wonder if that game planted the seeds for what's happening now. And let's not forget this season. Sure, the Cowboys have been competitive, but competitive isn't enough when you're wearing the star. The team struggles against top-tier opponents, and the inconsistency on offense have been glaring. The Cowboys looked great against weaker teams, but when it came time to prove themselves against the big dogs, they faltered. And that brings us to today. Here's what we know so far about why McCarthy is leaving. Insiders are saying that his relationship with offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer and quarterback Dak Prescott has been strained. There's been a lot of finger-pointing behind the scenes about who's to blame for the offense's struggles. McCarthy reportedly wanted more control over play calling, which led to tension within the coaching staff. Add to that Jerry Jones' famously short patience, and it's not hard to see how things reached a boiling point. But here's where things get even crazier. Rumor has it that McCarthy's departure wasn't entirely mutual. Some sources are suggesting that Jerry essentially forced him out. Think about it. Jerry has never been shy about making bold moves. He fired Jimmy Johnson after back-to-back Super Bowl wins, for crying out loud. So, if he felt like McCarthy wasn't the guy to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Dallas, you better believe he wasn't going to hesitate. Now, the big question on everyone's mind is, what's next? Who's going to step in as the Cowboys' head coach? The speculation is already off the charts. Some fans are clamoring for Dan Quinn, the Cowboys' defensive coordinator. Let's not forget, Quinn has been instrumental in turning this defense into one of the most feared units in the league. He's got head coaching experience, having led the Atlanta Falcons to a Super Bowl appearance, and he's beloved by the players. If Jerry wants continuity, Quinn might be the guy. But then there's the wild card, Sean Payton. Payton's name has been linked to the Cowboys for years. He's got the pedigree, the offensive mind, and, most importantly, a great relationship with Jerry. Could this finally be the moment where Payton comes home to Dallas? If that happens, you better believe Cowboys Nation is going to lose its mind. And let's not forget about the players. What does this mean for Dak Prescott? Dak has been under immense scrutiny this season, and now he's going to have to adjust to yet another coaching change. Some analysts are already saying this could be a make-or-break moment for Dak's career in Dallas. If the new coach can't get the best out of him, you have to wonder if the Cowboys might start thinking about moving on from their franchise quarterback. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the reality of the NFL. And what about the rest of the roster? A coaching change often brings a culture shift. Will the new coach prioritize a run-heavy offense? Or will they double down on the passing game? How will this impact the development of young stars like Micah Parsons? These are the questions that will shape the Cowboys' future. But let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just a Cowboys story. This is an NFL story. McCarthy's exit sends shockwaves through the league. There are going to be ripple effects, from coaching vacancies to free agency decisions. Teams that are currently searching for a head coach, like the Bears or Chargers, might be eyeing McCarthy as their next hire. Love him or hate him, McCarthy is a Super Bowl winning coach, and that carries weight. As for the Cowboys, the pressure is officially on Jerry Jones. This move signals that Jerry is all in on winning now. He's 81 years old, and you know he wants to see another Super Bowl before he rides off into the sunset. But here's the thing, bold moves like this can either make or break a franchise. If Jerry gets this hire wrong, the Cowboys could be staring down years of mediocrity. But if he gets it right, oh man, the sky's the limit. All right, Cowboys Nation, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this news? Are you happy to see McCarthy go, or do you think this was a mistake? Who do you want to see as the next head coach? Let me know in the comments below because I'm reading all of them. And hey, if you're as hyped as I am to see what's next for the Cowboys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're going to be covering every twist and turn of this story, breaking down the candidates for the head coaching job, and keeping you updated on all the latest NFL news. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay strong, Cowboys Nation. The star might be shining a little brighter soon. See you in the next video. Peace.